All right, we're rolling. We're just gonna do this. All right, these are the rigs. Some of them, the ones that I'm in the working process of. First off, this is the first one, and this is where I'm working through these. I had some people test them out. I had some problems with this one where some people were saying it kind of hits the collarbone. But this would be your shotgun style. You push it, or you'd pull it, you'd call it, where it doesn't actually rest on your shoulder, but you pull it towards you. It helps stabilize it. Kind of looks cool. Real simple design. This is just duplicate. You can kind of see there. Bing! But this is like a low profile little rig. I tried it out. It kind of works. It just, you have to have it short so your elbow's against your body like this. Otherwise, it gets a little tiring pretty quick when you get a big camera on the end. So I haven't really figured out. And also, this part, I think, might have to get turned in like that. Can you see that? The thing is just this little end cap with a screw through it. I just drilled the hole a little smaller and put it right through, no bolts or anything. And that just literally just goes in. I don't glue that. And the friction of it just sticks in there, and it's perfectly fine. Now you could screw your camera directly on this. I would recommend getting a quick release plate, tightening it onto this plug, because to get this plug in and out, you kind of have to put some torque on it. I don't think you want to put that torque on your camera. That's one of them that I'm testing out. The thing is, obviously, it's super, what's the word? It's super minimalist. Minimalist is the word. Doesn't have tons of extra stuff you could put on here. You could maybe put that H4N right on here, the little T-joint. Have it right there, boom. You might like it. You hold it like this, get pretty steady, hand it off to somebody. Obviously when the camera's mounted, it doesn't really sit either. That's the other thing. All right, but here's this one that I've actually been using, and I just simplified the original design that I did for the one tutorial for the shoulder rig. This is a kind of a pull setup where it is on your shoulder. I have it weighted with just a little anklet waitress. The way this works is it just sits right there. The camera sits right on top. I got this little fake camera here, I'll show you. It goes on like this, and the idea is I just minimalist this again. So this one is, it seemed to be the most steady when I focus with my right hand if it's over my right shoulder. I noticed that's that cross balancing thing. This is actually a design I'm going to change because ultimately it ended up working better. Because I noticed after using this for like about 3 hours, your arm gets tired because you're kind of pushing. The way this works is you push like this, and then that pulls against that kind of stabilizes it, so it's stable, and then this is the touching point for more stability. Then if you use an LCD viewfinder, right there, it gives you that extra point of contact for extra stability. And the cool thing about this is though, this can change where this is, you saw this, it kind of looks weird because it's sitting up high, but you can see it's at eye level like that. But you could also even make it shorter where it just sits real low like that, and then you have your flip out screen right in front of you. It kind of works. This is the one I'm kind of working on where I actually got a lot of time using it, and yeah, like I said, it's going to probably need to, but the thing that I simplified is just a simple straight shot. I know my original design, it had this cool like double wide thing. It looked really cool, but it just was way too much overkill. And this is pretty simple. You can just take it apart like this. I didn't even glue the handle. Everything else is glued. You can just throw that in your stuff. But the idea with all these rigs, you want to have them set up so your elbows touching your stomach. You shouldn't be like this because you're going to be like, I don't know what this is, but you're going to be like this. It makes your arms really tired. This gives you another support system where it's like that. So that's the main thing when you build these. This length is going to be different. Here's the other one. That's it, right there, boom. And the idea is you can put these T-joints depending on how you want yours set up. It could easily, this isn't glued together at all because I'm still kind of figuring out if I'm even going to have this design work or if it works. Boom, if the camera's mounted there, it's like a fig rig. It seems like you'd want to put the camera inside here, but it actually works the best if it's sitting on top like this, let's say. Because now look, I'm just elbows again against my body. Boom! And it's actually at eye level. And so you got a little bit more stability. Gives you that fig rigness. But the other thing with this is, and that's just kind of optional. Obviously, if this was a T-joint, it gives you options whether or not to have them on the top or the bottom. This mounts like this. And even this mounting setup is part of the new rig design, where you can see how easily I'm just switching these out. And you'd think that, oh, it's gonna fall out, even though this is a fake camera. I haven't had any problems, unless you're holding it upside down. Well, then you probably wouldn't want to do this. But if this is glued together, you can get low with this little square thing. I don't know. Anyways, this is how this works. Same method. Pulling it against your body is how you support it. It works best when your elbow's against your gut or your abs, depending on what you got. And then it's like that, and then it's at eye level. So if you have an eyepiece, this one feels pretty good. The only problem is when you really load it with a real camera. When I tried it, it gets heavy quick. Put that thing right under your arm like that. It actually is pretty nice that way. And the cool thing about this design, and this is where you can totally modify it, there's no specific length. The length is depending on how long your arm is, because you want your arm to be tight against your body, abs, elbow, and that's how you figure out how this length is. It shouldn't be like this. Your arm shouldn't be extended. If this is against your body and the arm's extended, you're gonna be feeling it. You can even put it sideways like that, flip out screen, and still use it that same way like I described as a fig rig setup, or turn it sideways, boom. Now this is set up with a quick release plate. This is just an $8 quick release plate. I love this one. There's that one, and that's that square one. And this was the one I was actually testing out depending on how far away it was, and I was putting different T-joints throughout. But here's what's cool about this one. Because you can have different ones set up, if you did have yours all glued together, you could set this one up like this. I put a fake camera here in case this thing goes flying. Check this out. So you could just put a little elbow like that. And on the end here, this is just the same setup, which is a plug with just a 1/4-20 through it. And that's just that cobblestone. So it's like that. And then you could have your H4n sitting on that. But the cool thing about this is, in most cases, you can just tape these up. You don't even need to glue this. That's the setup. It kind of looks a little funky. I was trying to make it look, the idea is minimalist, as minimal as possible. And I want this to work. It's just, when I actually tried it, it gets a little tiring, unless I ended up wanting to do this the whole time I shot with it. Which isn't necessarily bad, it just wasn't what I was hoping for. But I'm hopeful more for this setup. And then if you just, depending on how you want yours, you put some T-joints down here. Then again, also, I'm still trying to finalize just the simplest setup for this, where it actually works, as far as a shoulder rig, if you want to just have a weight-bearing rig. Let me know what you think, and give me some feedback, and we'll see what we can do.